Hello, welcome to the video. My name is S, and I kinda like Atomfall. I've been playing Atomfall over the last week or so, and as someone who isn't well versed in action survival games, I've been pleasantly surprised. I haven't completed it yet because I've been meticulously scouring the map and dying over and over again, but I can't lie, I've been quite enjoying myself. Atomfall as a game isn't perfect. There's some bugs and issues that need ironing out, but I'd say it's definitely worth a look if, like me, you're subscribed to Game Pass. Although I'm not sure if it's quite worth the £45 if you're paying for it outright. But let's dive into it a little bit more and talk about my experience with Atomfall so far. Just as a heads up, I'm playing this on my Xbox Series X, and all this footage is just from the first area of the game, so there are no spoilers here. Atomfall was developed by Rebellion, who are best known for developing the Sniper Elite series. Atomfall is a new IP from them, and I think what they've come up with is a fantastic little world. Without spoiling it too much, Atomfall is set in the wake of the wind-scale nuclear accident, but in an alternate reality where the effects of the accident end up being a lot different from our current timeline. You awaken as someone with no memory, and your mission is to escape the quarantine zone at any cost. It is a really cool concept that's given the devs a lot of room to have fun with the world and the characters within it. Now, as of writing this script, I'm only about halfway through the game, so I can't comment too much on the plot and the story, but so far I think it's very intriguing, and the way everything seems interconnected has me excited to piece it all together. Gameplay-wise, Atomfall features a bit of survival, a bit of stealth, and a whole lot of detective work. You follow leads that'll give you clues on what you should be vaguely doing, but it's up to you to figure it out. To help you out, you can sneak, loot, punch, and shoot your way through the map. There's also small perks and an upgrade system alongside crafting mechanics. Despite the numerous "it's Fallout but British" comparisons prior to release, the game doesn't really play like Fallout or a Bethesda game at all, and most people have compared it to the S.T.A.L.K.E.R series. I will say, whilst I'm enjoying the gameplay so far, the stealth mechanics are a little unforgiving, as in enemies seem to spot you from half a mile away, and the melee combat does sometimes feel a little bit janky. Regarding the gameplay style, however, you may or may not be disappointed by how the game plays, depending on what you were expecting. I personally avoided a lot of the media surrounding this game prior to release, and I definitely got a bit of a surprise when I realised how Atomfall plays. Atomfall doesn't really hold your hand, but I think it actually adds to the experience. You really do feel like you're dropped into this proverbial Wild West, and you have to fight to figure out what you need to do and how you do it. But for people who may have been expecting something that was more like an action RPG type game, you may not find what you're looking for here. That being said, the game offers a lot of ways to customize your experience, so there might still be a chance you'll enjoy playing it. You see, Atomfall has a wealth of difficulty and accessibility options that can quite dramatically tweak how it feels to play. Honestly, it's really impressive. You're offered to customize your experience when you start the game, but you can also alter these settings at any point in your playthrough. For difficulty specifically, if you're a more seasoned player, you can have more scarcity with the loot, you can have more enemies, more difficult enemies, and less direction on where you need to go. But you can also customize the game to be easier on the survival elements, and to give you map markers, or you could even have a combination of both of these things, so you have more difficult survival, but you still have a helping hand with the quests. For people who aren't so keen on survival games, or aren't good at them, like myself, Atomfall can basically not be a survival game if you just want to experience the world and the narrative. It's a bit of a game changer, both figuratively and literally. But let's move on to other aspects, like the presentation. Visually speaking, Atomfall looks incredible in my opinion. Atomfall isn't really a AAA game, but Rebellion has built something here that looks pleasing and true to the vision of Northern England in the 50s and 60s. The game world itself is lush and detailed, and is a gorgeous love letter to the English countryside. Every area of the map feels unique but thematically consistent, and there's even a few Easter eggs. I can speak highly of the interiors as well. Sewers and bunkers feel appropriately dingy, and the interiors in other parts of the world feel so quintessentially British. It is a lovingly crafted world that is very fun to explore. Unfortunately, when you take a closer look, you can notice that some of the textures aren't very high quality, and some of the water effects do have a bit of a flickering when you move around. But otherwise, I really do think this game looks incredible. In terms of the sound, it's pretty good when it's not cutting out. There seems to be a bug in the game at the moment, maybe tied to the autosave feature, where every audio source except NPC voices gets completely muted. The only fix being a full close and relaunch of the game. It's still early days though, so hopefully this will get patched out, and I noticed that the more that I played the game, the less that this bug happened. But everything else is good. The soundtrack is solid, though I wouldn't say particularly memorable, and I really enjoy the voice acting. It is great to hear a bunch of northern voices when it's usually us southerners getting the spotlight. I even heard a voice line joking about Swindon, and as someone who is from that neck of the woods, gave me a good laugh. So yeah, I'm having quite a good time with Atomfall at the moment. I think it needs a patch or two to really see its full potential, as the audio bug isn't the only issue right now. There's also some random crashing, and I've seen issues with quests not completing or bugging out entirely so they're unable to be progressed, which in some cases has locked people out of certain endings. It is disappointing that these bugs are in the game, but as I got it on Game Pass so I didn't pay full price for it, I'm willing to give it some slack. If you haven't got Game Pass, I'd say give the game a go if it looks appealing to you, but maybe wait a little while for the devs to push out some patches. All in all, it's a solid 6.5 to 7 out of 10 for me, and I think with a few patches it could maybe even be higher. Now, I'm not a game reviewer, so my opinion isn't one of a professional, but that's kind of the whole point of my channel. I'm not a pro, just someone who loves games. I'm intrigued to see if Atomfall will still stack up once I get to the endings. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate a like and a comment. If you liked it that much, maybe even a subscription to my channel. It would help me out a ton. But either way, thanks again, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.